And good afternoon. Welcome to Luke with Aaron Todd on KDX AM 1590. Thank you for making us part of your day. I'm joined by Holly Davis from Ezekiel's Closet. Holly, may I call you Holly?
You may call me Holly.
Holly, welcome to the booth.
Thank you for having me.
And Holly, tell the listeners a little bit about Holly Davis.
I am a transplant into Malden, Missouri. Lived there for about 30 some odd years now. I have a wonderful husband. Everybody in Malden knows David. Couple girls that are okay, and 4 fabulous grandbabies.
And again, we're on Welcome to Luke with Aaron Todd on KDX AM 1590, talking to Holly Davis. And she indicated she's a transplant, and I've talked to Holly a few times, and I said, Holly, there is no way with that correct enunciation and grammar that you're from anywhere except for Southeast Missouri. Where are you from originally?
I am from a suburb of Chicago, born and raised.
And Chicago, am I going to say Schaumburg, or are we going to go with somewhere other than that?
Actually, a small town called West Chicago.
Oh, absolutely. And again, we're on Welcome to Luke with Aaron Todd on KDX AM 1590, talking to Holly Davis from Ezekiel's Closet. Holly, when you're not busy with work, numerous volunteering, all of your kids, your grandkids, things of that nature, what's going on? What is Ezekiel's Closet?
Ezekiel's Closet is a foster closet in Dexter, Missouri. We serve foster and kinship families who have taken in children.
And tell us a little bit about how in the world did you become involved with Ezekiel's Closet?
It was actually something I seen on Facebook, and I thought, hey, I can do that. I get myself in a lot of trouble with those kind of decisions, but this was a better decision that I've made.
And again, we're on Welcome to Luke with Aaron Todd on KDX AM 1590, talking to Holly Davis about Ezekiel's Closet. Holly, tell me a little bit about Ezekiel's Closet. When did it start, and what's going on with Ezekiel's Closet?
I believe we're going on year 3. This is my second year. It was founded by Carrie Mosby, who actually adopted a child out of foster care. Her other children were grown, and they started fostering, and they fostered Ezekiel and eventually adopted him.
And when we talk about Ezekiel's Closet, is there an actual physical location for Ezekiel's Closet?
There is indeed. We are at 909 North Harris. For those of you familiar with Dexter, we are in the old Stan's Carpet Building. It is behind the new Wendy's that they have built there in Dexter.
And again, we're on Welcome to Luke with Aaron Todd on KDX AM 1590, talking to Holly Davis about Ezekiel's Closet that's located there in Dexter. Ezekiel's Closet. Holly, for those who are listening, kind of explain, can anyone go to the Ezekiel's Closet, or is it what's the whole purpose behind Ezekiel's Closet?
We are serving foster families. We try to start before, if there's some kind of a case, maybe a family's having some trouble, maybe they're in fear of losing their children. We can help with supplies and things like that to help them keep their children. Sometimes it's just as simple as they don't have a bed, or they don't have the proper clothing, or they just need some help. We start before they get in the system. Once they do get in the system, we help the foster family or the kinship family with absolutely anything that we can provide. We have got clothing, we have got toys, books, formula, diapers, anything that you've had at your home for a child, we probably have in stock or we can get our hands on.
And again, we're on Welcome to Luke with Aaron Todd on KDX AM 1590, talking to Holly Davis about Ezekiel's Closet. And you indicated the address again, Holly, is
909 North Harris Street.
And that's in Dexter. And then you indicated it's the old Stan's Carpet Building, is that
The
correct?
old Stan's Carpet Building. We rent it from the old Stan's Carpet people.
And Holly, tell me a little bit about Ezekiel's Closet and the makeup. I mean, is it just basically volunteers? What's going on with that?
It is absolutely a volunteer only. Everything that's in the store has been donated. We have very generous donors, both monetarily and with physical goods that they donate. We take anything from newborn to adult extra large that a teenager would wear. So they don't want my old woman clothes, but they will take extra large up into something a child or a teenager would wear. And it's a fully stocked store.
And again, we're on Welcome to Luke with Aaron Todd on KDX AM 1590, talking to Holly Davis from Ezekiel's Closet. And Holly, I guess, what are the hours of operation for Ezekiel's Closet, or a little bit about how to contact Ezekiel's Closet?
Our hours vary from week to week because everybody that works there is a volunteer. Everybody has jobs, busy life, other involvements. So we try to be as open as often as we can, but it is an all volunteer staff. So people can watch our Facebook page, Ezekiel's Closet, and it'll show you every week when we're open.
And Holly, as we're going through this, how in the world did you wind up getting involved with Ezekiel's Closet?
It was just something, my husband actually worked a lot of Saturdays, and I thought I could go in and just volunteer some of my time, and it didn't take me long to just fall in love with these families that have opened their homes and their hearts, or these people that didn't intend on being foster parents, but they're grandparents with their grandchildren. They are neighbors. They are aunts. We've even got a couple of teachers who have taken in students. So it didn't take me long to fall in love with what these people are doing for other people.
And again, we're on Welcome to the Booth with Aaron Todd on KDX AM 1590, talking to Ezekiel's Closet. And it's located at 909 North Harris Street there in Dexter, Missouri. It's in the old Stan's Carpet Building. They serve those who are foster parents or who just bring in foster children. And Holly, if I'm interested in donating something to Ezekiel's Closet, how would I go about doing that?
We have a drop box outside of our store that is available at all hours. You can bring it in during open hours if you prefer. Some people will bring in things like cribs or bigger baby equipment and stuff when we're open. We prefer you not leave it outside in case of weather. People have been known to leave stuff under my carport, which is great. I mean, I used to take time to say, hey, who left me a whatever? Thanks. Now I'm just like, there's no telling what's under my carport when I arrive at home.
And again, we're on Welcome to the Booth with Aaron Todd on KDX AM 1590, talking to Holly Davis from Ezekiel's Closet. And Holly, is it my understanding that all the items that are given to these foster families, is there any cost to the foster family?
It is absolutely free.
So in the event that you want to donate or provide some kind of goods to Ezekiel's Closet, you can contact them there at 909 North Harris Street in beautiful Dexter, Missouri, or you can get on the Facebook page. Is that correct?
Right.
And Holly, tell me a little bit about the other individuals who work there or volunteer there. Tell me a little about the group of people who man Ezekiel's Closet.
We have Carrie, of course, who is the director, the founder. Who has a full-time job, who has a young son, Ezekiel, and still manages to find time. We have a couple of teachers. We have a retired teacher. We have a foster mother. Actually, now we have 2 foster mothers that are volunteering while the kids are in school. So we have served them, and in turn, they want to serve others.
And again, we're on Welcome to the Booth with Aaron Todd on KDX AM 1590, talking to Holly Davis. And Holly, you indicated you're originally from the suburbs of Chicago, which was West Chicago?
West Chicago.
That's a very ingenious naming.
And it's not even the West Side, So it's kind of a...
Well, it's Illinois. Am I allowed to say that? You're not a Cubs fan, are you, Holly?
Is that okay to say yes?
Yes, you can be all right. We like
it won't get you canceled.
No. We're going to let you be a Cubs fan. So tell me a little bit about Holly Davis, the upbringing. What was Holly Davis as a child like?
My mother would say that I was a shy, backward child. Anybody who knows me now can't believe it. I was raised by Southern parents in a city setting, which was almost the best of both worlds. I was adopted, brought home at 3 days old to my parents, and I had a wonderful childhood. At 18, I graduated West Chicago Community High School, class of 85, 40 years ago.
Oh, my goodness.
40 years ago, and moved down here to go to college at SEMO.
And again, we're on Welcome to the Booth with Aaron Todd on KDX AM 1590, talking to Holly Davis from Ezekiel's Closet. If you're interested in donating anything to Ezekiel's Closet, it's at 909 North Harris Street there in beautiful downtown Dexter, Missouri. You indicated that you graduated high school. You went to Southeast Missouri State University. What was your degree from Southeast Missouri State, or what happened when you matriculated to Southeast Missouri State University?
Well, I was attempting to get a degree in early childhood. I had babies instead, became a full-time mom. Then I started working. I worked at a couple small places, and then I started working at Helena 30 years ago, where I currently work.
And again, we're on Welcome to the Booth with Aaron Todd on KDX AM 1590. talking to Holly Davis. And Holly, you indicated that you're going to get a teaching degree, basically, correct? Is my understanding you have a couple of, you have some family members in teaching, is that correct?
I do. Both of my daughters teach at Camel.
And tell me a little bit about that. What's their names and what do they teach?
My oldest daughter is Kylie Rawlings. This is her first year at Camel. She moved from Malden. She teaches kindergarten. And my daughter, Kayla Snyder, is a third grade teacher.
Outstanding. And again, we're on Welcome to the Booth with Aaron Todd on KDX AM 1590, talking to Holly Davis from Ezekiel's Closet, 909 North Harris Street, there in Dexter, Missouri. And Holly, is it my understanding that if someone comes in and says, hey, we're looking for this or we're looking for that for these foster kids, do you guys go on the Facebook page and ask for that, or how do you go about doing that?
I wish that everybody could walk into our store and see how truly amazing it is, because it is fully stocked with so much that people can use. But every once in a while, like you said, they'll walk in and they'll need something specific. And we'll just hop on the Facebook page and say, we have an immediate need for whatever it might be. And generally, we get it. People will say, oh, I have one of those in my basement or my shed or my back room. We just hadn't gotten rid of it. So people are very, very generous to our organization. And again, we're on Welcome to the Booth with Aaron Todd on KDX AM 1590. And, you know, Holly, I've had an opportunity to talk to Renee Trout, who's the director of the Stoddard County Children's Home. Is it my understanding that you guys kind of work together in unison? Is that correct? We do. Anything that they possibly need, they can come get from us. They have been known to share things that they have gotten in excess that we would happen to need. So it's all about the kids. So whatever we can do and whoever we need to partner with, that's what we're going to do. And again, we're on Welcome to the Booth with Aaron Todd on KDX AM 1590, talking to Holly Davis from Ezekiel's Closet there at 909 North Harris. Holly, is there a fundraising type arm or some kind of process that Ezekiel's Closet does each year to kind of help defray some costs? We don't, but we are run completely on donations. We are a 501c with absolutely no income whatsoever. But the Lord has provided every time we didn't think we were going to pay next month's rent or utilities, both of which are pretty substantial. Here comes a check, or here comes, maybe a check to cover it all, or maybe 7 checks to cover it all. Again, we have had people that are just so generous, and all we've had to do is ask. And again, we're on Welcome to the Booth with Aaron Todd on KDX AM 1590. Holly, tell me a little bit about when you're not with the grandkids or working or are doing Ezekiel's Closet. What are some of the other things that you do for the area? Oh, and again, for those of you who've been listening to the show, Donnie Carroll is the one who kind of told me a little bit about Holly. And Donnie basically said, look, anytime I get downtrodden or upset or I think I can't figure something out, I call Holly and she says, we're going to figure this out. We're going to get this going. So tell us a little bit about what all Holly's involved in. My motto is show up and God will do the rest. There's been plenty of things I've been smack dab in the middle of that I had no business in, and it still turned out okay. So I just basically show up. The city girl in me is fairly loud, as most people know. I can command attention, and so many people want to help. They just don't know what to do, and they need somebody like me to tell them what they want to do. And then, ta-da, we did it. Absolutely. And again, we're welcome to the Booth with Aaron Todd on KDX AM 1590, talking about Ezekiel's Closet there at 909 North Harris in Dexter, Missouri. Talking to Holly Davis, strictly volunteer, 100% donations. It is a 501c3, is that correct? Yes. So it's all tax deductible. Please, please, please get on the Facebook page. Reach out to Ezekiel's Closet. The story about Ezekiel's Closet, and you indicated it, is an interesting story. The founder, Carrie Mosby, adopted a child. Is that correct? Yes. That child is Ezekiel. Yes. And then she felt that I need to give back in some way, and that's how Ezekiel's Closet came into fruition, correct? Well, and actually, she works she checks on homes. She doesn't actually work for Division of Family Services, but she does some sort of thing where she's contracted to check homes. And she went to a home, and they needed a pack and play. They had nothing for the child to sleep in. So she literally went home to Ezekiel's Closet, got his pack and play, took it back to these people, And then she thought, we got to do something. And so here we are 3 years later doing a whole lot.
Absolutely. And again, you can look on the Facebook page, Ezekiel's Closet. It is a 100% donation based. There is no state or local or federal money whatsoever given to Ezekiel's Closet, correct?
Correct.
And Holly, a little bit about if someone is needing something, or we know of somebody who needs something, is there like a referral process, or how does that work at Ezekiel's Closet?
No, they can just either walk in when we're open. If they need an appointment, we try to fulfill that need too. Not everybody's schedules are the same. They just bring their placement letter, and that's it. We just go to town shopping.
And again, we're on Welcome to the Booth with Aaron Todd on KDX AM 1590 talking about Ezekiel's Closet. And you have a kind of a newsletter or pamphlet there in front of you. Is that correct, Holly?
That's my little cheat sheet to tell me. This is when I talk to people at a lot of clubs and stuff will invite us, you know, and this is what I hand out to them to remind them what I said, because a lot of times I say a whole lot and I say it fast and they're not real sure what I said. So,
well, again, we're here with Holly Davis, the transplant from West Chicago, not even on the west side. She's also a Cubs fan, but other than that, she's got great things going for her. 2 outstanding daughters who both teach at the Campbell School District. Is it my understanding that you also have some grandkids? Is that correct?
I do.
Tell me a little about that. I can tell you're excited. I know that you have a big event this afternoon. Is that correct?
Yes, we have a volleyball game this afternoon. I have a 15-year-old sophomore at Campbell named Jaylee. I also have a 12-year-old granddaughter, Jules, a 10-year-old grandson, Jax, and an almost 4-year-old Paxton. He's from here at Kennett.
Oh, outstanding. And again, we're on Welcome to the Booth with Aaron Todd on KDX AM 1590, talking to Holly Davis from Ezekiel's Closet. So tell me a little bit more of something that I've not asked you about Ezekiel's Closet that you need to let us know about, Holly.
Well, I did start off by saying we can help before the children are removed. We helped while the children are gone. We can also help for reunification, whether they're going back home to their family, whether they're going to a new permanent home, whether they're going to a new foster home. We want every child to feel important and loved, and we want them to have stuff. Stuff doesn't really matter to people like us, we don't think, because we've never been without stuff. When you're without stuff and the people that you love the most in your world, it's a pretty low place. So we want them to be, even if it's just stuff that we're able to give them, that's a little bit of normalcy that we can give them.
Absolutely. And it's almost, a lot of people forget when these kids are removed from their homes and placed in other places, basically they come with the clothes on their back and maybe a change of clothes, if anything. Is that correct?
Right. We have an emergency number because some people will pick up a child, and a lot of foster homes will have extra stuff in their homes that they keep tucked away, a couple outfits or some diapers or whatever. But a lot of them will get somebody that they don't have anything for, and they have the clothes on their back.
And when you say there's an emergency number, is that a number that's given to the Division of Family Services that they provide to the foster parents, or how does that work?
It's also on our Facebook page. The Division of Family Services, they're very good about referring people to us, telling them about us. What normal people like me, before I started doing this, maybe they do make a little bit of money to keep a foster child. They do get clothing allowance and stuff like that, but none of that is near reaches the cost of what it costs them monetarily, not even physically, emotionally, but monetarily what they spend on a child.
And again, we're here on Welcome to the Booth with Aaron Todd on KDX AM 1590, talking to Holly Davis from Ezekiel's Closet, 909 North Harris Street there in Dexter, Missouri. It provides clothes, all kinds of items, furniture, pack and place, things of that nature for kids who have been removed and placed in foster care. And Holly, I guess my question is, has there ever been a point in which you, while you're working there, thought, I don't know if we're going to have enough stuff or enough items for the next family if they call?
We've gotten short on things like diapers, personal hygiene items. They go fast, and that's not something we get a lot of. People don't think, I guess, about that kind of stuff. And when you're donating, a lot of our stuff is good used condition, which is perfectly fine with us. But things like toothbrushes and toothpaste and brushes and combs and body wash, all that stuff, of course, needs to be new. So we've had a hard time getting that kind of stuff across to people. We don't have a budget. We don't have a lot of money where we can just go to Walmart and buy 20 toothbrushes or, 30 things of deodorant. So those things are important too. Those are the kind of things I try to encourage people that maybe don't have kids. You don't have kids' clothes at home anymore. You don't have teenage-worthy clothes. Hey, go to Walmart. When you're doing your Walmart pickup, order 2 more things of soap, 2 more things of shampoo, and just drop it off,
And again, we're on Welcome to Luke with Aaron Todd on KDX AM 1590, talking to Holly Davis from Ezekiel's Closet, located at 909 North Harris Street, the old Stan's Carpet Building, about some of the needs. And one thing, it's a 501c3,
Yes.
100% tax-free, tax deductible. A lot of people, I guess, Holly, wouldn't realize, hey, we can just give you guys some money and also allow y'all to purchase what you need. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And you don't have any kind of fundraisers or anything like that. Is there a reason why you guys don't have any fundraisers, or is particularly that's just the way that Carrie's kind of envisioned it?
Well, mostly because it's all we can do to keep the store open. I mean, we are all volunteers, again, with busy lives, families of our own jobs. It's all we can do to get in the store maybe once a week each and keep the doors open. So to plan a fundraiser, anybody that's done one knows, regardless of what you do, it's a big chore. So we have had a yard sale before. We did Blacklight Bingo last year, but several people have done Blacklight Bingo, so we thought we didn't know how good the turnout would be. So we are just still living on a wing and a prayer.
And again, we're here on Welcome to Luke with Aaron Todd on KDX AM 1590, talking to Holly Davis from Ezekiel's Closet. Holly's the transplant from Chicago, West Chicago. And you indicated you came to Cape. After you came to Cape, you became a mother full-time. And I guess my question is, you were in Cape, and then you must have met someone who was from Southeast Missouri. Is that correct?
Yes. My husband, David, he managed the harps at Malden. He has recently stepped down to begin his transition into retirement.
Oh, outstanding. And again, we're welcome to Luke with Aaron Todd on KDX AM 1590. And he's kind of winding down and into retirement. Has he kind of asked you when you're going to step down and go into retirement, Holly?
I think he's kind of hoping I'm going to wait.
And again, we're welcome to Luke with Aaron Todd on KDX AM 1590, talking to Holly Davis. And I guess, Holly, is he thinking that you're still really active and you need that energy burst every day to kind of keep you going, or?
I think he's thinking that I have too much energy to be home with him all day. I tell people he works now Monday through Thursday, and he goes to the river from Thursday through Sunday.
Absolutely. So. Outstanding. And again, we're on Welcome to Luke with Aaron Todd on KDX AM 1590, talking to Holly Davis. And, Holly, as we're talking, there are some events that you've been part of. The Motor Madness there in Malden was a big event. Some other events. What are some other things that you've been a part of that you're extremely excited about? And you can say, you know what? Much like your motto is, I just let God handle it and big things happen.
Last year, we had a phenomenal Christmas parade. Again, I am a Malden transplant, but they say that it was one of the biggest ones they've ever had. And it started, our friend Donnie Carroll, as a business owner, said, we need to do something. I challenge you as a business owner. So one after another, business owners and community members started saying, okay, let's do this. And it was huge, fabulous. And it just shows that it takes one person to say, let's do this, and a couple people to go, okay, and then here we are.
And we talked a little bit about Donnie with the parade. I think he was there, and he's like, we need to do some changes, and some things happen. So is it something on the schedule every year that you guys are going to kind of throw this Christmas parade, or have you decided yet? Has Donnie thrown down the gauntlet and you've accepted it, or where are we at on that?
I don't know. I am trying to back out of all this stuff, and this broadcast isn't really helping that. I've really done a lot, and I've enjoyed it. I was honored to be Citizen of the Year in 2018 after we had our tornado in Malden. Last year, I was honored to be Difference Maker here in Dunklin County. And it's I don't do it for recognition, but it's nice that people know that it's happening, because then that's just more exposure so people can go, hey, how can I help? And I can put more people to work doing what I say.
And again, we're on Welcome to the Booth with Aaron Todd on KDX AM 1590, talking to Holly Davis, the transfer from Chicago, Illinois, the area, the suburb, West Chicago. And Holly, that brings me to my next point is I have a friend, his name is Michael Stokely. His mother, Debbie Stokely, is originally from Chicago area as well. And you guys are a lot alike in that volunteer a ton of time to things of that nature, very organized. And it's almost like the attitude of you guys is, hey, something needs to be done. Well, pick up something and do it. Don't just complain about it.
Right.
It's almost like that's just how you were raised. Is that correct?
Well, and like I said, I had the best of both worlds. I was raised in the city by Southern parents. So they instilled a lot of Southern hospitality, but then I got my strong will somewhere there in the city.
And a little bit of spunk.
A little bit.
And Holly, let's talk about the 2018. You know, you were the Malden Citizens of the Year. It was a tough time for the city of Malden. Kind of explain what happened in 2018 in the city of Malden.
We had a tornado come through unexpectedly. Our weather watchers barely seen it. I live on a different end of town and didn't even know it was happening. Our electricity flickered. My husband went to Harps in case anything was down. And then I heard they were opening the community center for affected victims. And I'm like, what's going on? I went up there and 5 days later went home. So, but we got her done.
And again, we're on Welcome to the Booth with Aaron Todd on KDX AM 1590, talking to Holly Davis from Ezekiel's Closet, 909 North Harris Street. It provides equipment, clothing, items for foster parents, for children. Is it my understanding that also if you're just somebody struggling prior to DFS involvement, that you could possibly go up there and talk about some needs that they may have as well?
We have had DFS workers reach out to us and in certain situations where they have families, we all struggle. And so they have some needs that they need to get taken care of so they can keep their family intact, help with that. And we're happy to help with that also. Keep them out of the system.
And, you know, going back to that 2018 tornado that led to you being the Citizen of the Year there in Malden, Holly, a lot of people don't realize that it was it the south end of town that was damaged tremendously? I know when we interviewed Denton Koeman, the mayor, he said that he'd been mayor maybe like 2 or 3 months, and all of a sudden there was a tornado come through. Kind of explain to the listeners a little bit about the damage, what you saw while you were helping with that.
It was an amazing sight to see you could tell exactly where the tornado went through and how it would hit one house and the house across the street from it didn't look like anything at all had happened. We had a lady fly in the air in a bathtub because people tell you get in your bathtub. We also had a lady that her entire house fell around her except for her bathroom. So it was a pretty traumatic sight, and some of it still didn't get rebuilt as it should, right, just because people decided to move on or not, a lot of rental property maybe or property that people just weren't willing to fix back up.
And again, we're on Welcome to the Booth with Aaron Todd on KDX AM 1590, talking to Holly Davis, the 2018 Malden Citizen of the Year. And Holly, you also indicated that you were a difference maker last year here in Dunklin County. Is that correct? Kind of explain to the citizens a little bit, our listeners a little bit about what is a difference maker in Dunklin County.
Well, to be honest, I wasn't even sure. I picked up the paper one day, and on the back of it, I see my daughter, Kylie. And I'm like, okay. And then I go down a little bit, and there's me. And we are nominated as difference makers. So someone had nominated there were several of us, 8 maybe. I went to the banquet assuming there was a couple here in town that I know here in Kennett, and I was sure they had it. They're from Kennett and they're fabulous. And there sits, and my daughter couldn't come. So my other daughter was with me, but my daughter who was nominated was coaching at the time and couldn't come. And I had a cupcake in my mouth, and they announced my name. So I go to licking my fingers and standing up. And it was an honor that somebody had thought enough about me to say wonderful things. They were true, but some of them were a little stretched.
Well, now, Holly.
And it is hard. I'm a doer, and it's hard for me to accept praise, accept blessings, accept the pat on the back, because that's not why I do it. And so it's difficult to stand up there and accept an award like that when everybody in that room was worthy of that award.
And tell us a little bit about, where was the banquet held?
At the Opera House.
And the cupcake, I'm assuming, was it a delicious vanilla red?
I'm not sure. I don't remember. I just remember licking my fingers while I'm standing up to go accept this award and shake somebody's hand. But they did a cupcake auction is what happened to raise money. So.
And again, we're on Welcome to the Booth with Aaron Todd on KDX AM 1590. You're talking to Holly Davis, 2018 Malden Citizen of the Year, 2024. Four? Difference maker? I can't even keep up with the years. This year's flying by.
Yes.
Already in October. We're talking about Ezekiel's Closet, 909 North Harris Street. I guess, Holly, when you talk about Ezekiel's Closet, and you said you just saw something and you just joined, was there something going through your mind whenever you decided, or had you been through something that you're like, I really need to make this part of my everyday world?
There was no purpose in it, really. I was scanning through Facebook, and I happened to run across it, and I thought, I could do this. I can fold clothes. I can sort clothes. I can match socks, those kind of things. And it's really turned into a huge blessing for me. And anytime I've went in a couple of times with a pretty poor attitude or not really wanting to be there, and then somebody shows up that reminds me very quickly why we do what we do.
And it's almost a situation, you kind of take for granted the things that you've been given by the grace of God, and realize there's some people out there that's going through some pretty tough times, correct?
There is. And like I said, I was adopted. I was brought home. My mom and dad brought me home when I was 3 days old. It was a closed adoption in the state of Missouri, the state of Illinois. And they opened all their adoption records several years ago. And so I sent in for some medical information because I'm getting older and falling apart. And I thought, hey, give me some biological information. Anyway, nothing came of that. But a friend of mine did a DNA search for me.
Okay.
And I actually found family on my biological mother's side. And my life would have been very, very, very different if I would have stayed with her and raised as one of her children. And so I know how very blessed I am.
And again, we're on Welcome to the Booth with Aaron Todd on KDX AM 1590. And this may be a such situation you may not want to talk about. There's a lot of people out there who have adopted children. Some has been closed records, some have been open records. As an individual, how old were you when you knew that you were adopted?
Yeah, several people have asked me that, and I don't remember. I don't remember ever not knowing, but I don't remember a sit-down conversation of them telling me. I'm the baby on both sides of my family, so I was smothered to death with love and affection, and nobody ever treated me any different than everyone else in the family. Probably, I don't know, probably better.
Well, you are the favorite, isn't that right?
Yeah, probably.
And you indicated, again, we're on Welcome to the Booth with Aaron Todd on KDX AM 1590, talking to Holly Davis. You indicated that you were raised in the Chicago area, but by a Southern family. Kind of explain what you mean by that.
My mom was from Risco. My dad was from Gideon. When they got married, they ran off to the big city lights, and they spent most of their adult married life in Illinois, working and establishing a life.
And at some point, did they move back here?
Yes, in 1985, they both retired, and I graduated high school, so we packed up and came on down.
And then let me ask you this, and you're more than welcome to Booth with Aaron Todd on KDX AM 1590. Talking to Holly Davis, representing Ezekiel's Closet there at 909 North Harris Street in Dexter. If you have any gently used items, please donate it. You can get on the Facebook page. They will take all the items, baby beds, packing
place.
Exactly. Easy for me to say, right?
That's right.
They'll also take donations because there's some things such as, hygiene items that they don't have, because a lot of people, you don't think about donating a comb or a brush or toothpaste. They also need those items. If you want to just purchase an extra one, take it to the store. So you talk a little bit about eventually coming back here, and we're talking about the adoption process. Whenever you found out a little bit about who your biological mother was, is that correct?
Yes.
How was that experience?
I reached out to a couple of biological siblings who wanted nothing to do, and that was okay. I wasn't looking for anything. I'm 50 something years old. I'm not looking for anything. I have my mom and my dad's passed, but I have my mother.
Right.
I have my family and all my extended family. I wasn't looking for anything really from them. But my biological mother has also passed, but I did get in a hold of a cousin who was very, very informative. I actually went up to the Chicagoland area last year on a unrelated trip and got to meet her and my biological aunt. And they agreed that that I'm very blessed and that I'm very fortunate to have lived the life that I lived, because my life could have been very, very different.
And again, we're on Welcome to the Loop with Aaron Todd on KDX AM 1590, talking to Holly Davis. The 2018 Mullen Citizen of the Year and the 2024 Difference Maker here in Dunklin County. Both well-deserved honors. And talking a little bit about Holly, as indicated, she was adopted, found out about the adoption. We don't know what age it was. It was a while back. And I guess, Holly, a lot of people think that if you're adopted, then you're reaching out. It's almost like, hey, what are you wanting? But sometimes it's just a case of, I may need some medical information, or I just want to kind of figure out, a little bit about my past, maybe.
I think for me personally, it was my body is falling apart. And I thought, if there's any indicators that you can give me, I found out that my biological mother had breast cancer, and my biological great-grandmother had some sort of cancer. I was checked for the gene, and in turn, my children can be checked, and we're okay. And that matters. I mean, it doesn't matter really. You don't think about it when you're young, but when you get older and things stop working, you start thinking about those kind of things. So that's all it was for me. I'm not searching for a mama. I got one, and she's great. My daddy was great. So
absolutely. And again, we're on Welcome to the Booth with Aaron Todd on KDX AM 1590, talking to Holly Davis. And Holly, you indicated that you have a couple daughters. One daughter you said was a coach at one time?
She coached volleyball.
Tell me about that experience. I know as the mama bear, how did you take it whenever your daughter was coaching volleyball and those folks were out there saying, what is this coach doing? Did you give them that Chicago growl, or did you hold it all together?
I don't know.
Well?
Sometimes I think I was saying, what is that coach doing? It is very difficult to watch your child play sports, but nothing compared to watching your child coach sports, because people are pretty vocal about what they think, and it's all I can do. She's my kind, compassionate child. She's turned a lot like her daddy. So I had to behave on her behalf.
And again, we're on Welcome to the Loop with Aaron Todd on KDX AM 1590, talking to Holly Davis from Ezekiel's Closet. If you've not got on the Facebook page, please get on the Facebook page, look up Ezekiel's Closet. Donations are taken. The hours of operation are also listed on the Facebook page. There's an emergency contact number on the Facebook page. And Holly, one thing about coaching, and I've coached, Little League, things of that nature, and, people say a lot of stuff about me, but I don't wear my emotion on my sleeves. I'm somewhat of an a-hole, is what people usually say about me. So I think that's why I do a pretty good job coaching. But you indicated your one daughter, she's a little bit more kind-hearted. Is that correct?
Yes.
And sometimes the criticism is unfounded in that if you think that you could do such a good job, why don't you come out here and do it?
Well, and it's really easy in the stands because I'm really good coach in the stands, just like I'm a really good singer in the shower. But sometimes you just need to remember that they are just human. Most of those teachers, including my daughter, didn't really want to coach anyway. It was her kids were playing. She had to be there anyway. They needed a coach. And they need to remember those refs are just people. Those kids are kids. People just get real excited anymore.
And, it kind of reminds me of a story. And again, we're going to welcome the booth with Darren Todd on KDX AM 1590, talking to Holly Davis, the 2018 Malden Citizen of the Year and the 2024 Dunklin County Difference Maker. Evan, my son, he's a senior now. He enjoys playing soccer, but I coached that. I actually didn't coach soccer. That's maybe why he's still playing soccer. I didn't coach it. I was coaching baseball, and I was getting on him about something, and then I realized he can't even tie his own shoes. And I'm thinking to myself, what have I become? It's one of those things where not everybody's going to be a major leaguer. A majority, if not all, the players. Sports is about learning how to be on a team, learning how to work together, learning how to solve problems and things of that nature. And a lot of people don't remember that. And I even had the opportunity to say, you know what, I need to step back and think, this is not where we need to be. So Holly, as we're kind of winding down here, what is the next thing that I can plan for you to be a part of? Because I know, and again, Donnie told me that I cannot let you retire on him. And for those who don't know, Donnie Carroll and Corey own TG Express there in Malden, and also Tuner Geeks. He also has towed my car numerous times whenever Misty breaks it down, but I don't give her a microphone, so she can't say that it was actually me. So Holly, as we're kind of winding down, tell me a little bit about what your plans are for Ezekiel's Closet. What would you like to see in the next 5 or 6 years for Ezekiel's Closet?
I would like to see us, of course, keep growing, the donations to keep rolling in, and serve more families, because we will serve anybody that can get to us. We are in Stoddard County, but we will serve anybody that can get to us. I met a family at Wendy's that's right there next to us that were coming down from Fredericktown, I believe, for the 100-mile yard sale. And they had some kids in there, and I just commented how well behaved they were. They were their grandchildren that they were fostering. And I said, hey, you have a minute? Let's go to the closet. So I sent stuff back to Fredericktown for these people. So if you can get to us, we will serve you.
And again, you can get on the Facebook page, Ezekiel's Closet. They'll give you the hours of operation. Also, it's located at 909 North Harris Street. For those familiar with Dexter, it's the old Stan's Carpet Building.
Yes.
You can also donate. Do not be afraid to donate to Ezekiel's Closet. All the items stays right here or goes to a very good cause. And Holly, I guess my question is, as you look back thinking as an adopted child, do you think that kind of has led you to want to serve more, or is it because of just the quality family that you were raised in and part of?
I think I was raised to do for others without thinking about it. And that's what I try to do, and that's what I've tried to instill in my children.
And again, we're on Welcome to the Booth with Darren Todd on KDX AM 1590, talking to Holly Davis, the 2018 Malden Citizen of the Year and the 2024 Dunklin County Difference Maker. Also devoted grandmother who's going to be rooting on her granddaughter today for some volleyball action. I don't guess your daughter, she doesn't want to teach, coach.
No. When she started her new job at Camel, they said, we hear you coach. And she said, no, I don't.
I coached in my past life. Is that correct?
That's right.
And then Holly, we talked about the Motor Madness. There's some other events. Obviously, what would you tell people who live in towns like Malden, Clarkton, Gideon, Bloomfield? They say, well, there's nothing going on in these communities. It's dying out. What do the people there need to do? Just take action, isn't it?
Right. It takes one person. It takes a Donnie Carroll to say, I challenge you to have a float in the parade. It takes one person just to say, let's do this. And then they get a second person and then a third person. And suddenly we're doing it.
And I have to give a big shout out to Denton Koeman. I think
Yes.
Denton's done a very good job as the mayor of Malden. He's one thing about when I interviewed Denton, I was like, Denton, how in the world do we have a mayor from California and a city administrator from Boston? And he goes, well, it takes all kinds.
It does.
And that's the kind of stuff that we have in southeast Missouri and the towns of this area. And again, we're on Welcome to the Booth with Aaron Todd on KDX AM 1590, talking to Holly Davis from Ezekiel's Closet, 909 North Hare Street, there in beautiful Dexter. And for those who are not familiar, it's also the old Stan's Carpet Building. Is there any time of the year that you guys are not taking donations, Holly?
No, we take both summer and winter all year long. Right now, everything we have on the floor for winter is all we have. So I've encouraged people while they're cleaning out their own closets and stuff, switching over clothes, bring us those good used winter clothes especially.
And again, we're here on Welcome to the Booth with Aaron Todd on KDX AM 1590, winding down with Holly Davis, the Chicago Cubs fan. And I'm going to have to bring out tough loss by the Chicago Cubs here to my Milwaukee Brewers. I don't like the Milwaukee Brewers either. I'm gonna have to stay St. Louis Cardinals forever, Holly. We're gonna have to work on that Chicago Cubs stuff. You don't have a Chicago Cubs hat somewhere, do you?
I've got a whole lot of Chicago Cubs stuff, but I keep it in the back of the closet.
Oh my goodness!
Only me and Tyler Miller from Clarkton, the old Clarktonian guy.
Oh, I should have known Tyler Miller would be there with some kind of Chicago Cubs.
That's right.
And again, welcome to Booth with Aaron Todd on KDX AM 1590. Holly, I guess, I'm remiss, but explain to me or tell me again, your mother, her name
is Ira Hawkins.
And she lives in
Malden.
Outstanding lady there, and you indicated that they lived in Chicago. It was almost like back in those days, it's like the first thing you needed to do, because my mother had 11 brothers and sisters. The first thing her older family members did was, we've got to pack up and move to St. Louis and get a job away from the cotton fields or things of that nature, and we're going to work at Chrysler or things of that nature. Was that kind of the similar situation with your mother and your father?
Yes. Just the other day, my mom was telling me that that they moved up north, and my dad couldn't stand it. He wanted to come home. So they came home. He was making $1 an hour, and they were keeping 5 cents out for something. So he was bringing home 95 cents an hour, and they couldn't do it. So they moved back up north, and that's where they stayed.
And, it's kind of amazing that those individuals back in the day, the sacrifices they made for their family, as far as, I can't imagine living through a Chicago winter. Kind of explain to us here. And I know it's getting bad here, but I mean, what's a Chicago winter like?
We really did walk to school both ways uphill. It is funny because when I, living up there, you just, it is what it is. I didn't know the difference. We didn't miss school. The buses still ran, people still drove. They immediately got the roads cleared and the sidewalks cleared, and we played outside. We had snowsuits and all that kind of stuff. I moved down here, and they're like, it might snow on Thursday. So Tuesday, we all go buy all the bread and the milk, and Wednesday, we close school, and Thursday gets here, and it's 70.
Exactly.
So but growing up, we loved it. We loved playing in the snow.
And again, we're on Welcome to the Booth with Aaron Todd on KDX AM 1590, winding down with Holly Davis. Holly's been gracious enough to give us an hour of her free time that she does not have. Holly's the 2018 Malden Citizen of the Year, 2024 Duncan County Citizen Maker. She also volunteers at Ezekiel's Closet. Ezekiel's Closet is located at 404 North Hare Street in Dexter. It has a Facebook page. Please get on there. You can also see the hours of operation. Please donate. It's a 501c3.
It is.
It was started by Carrie Mosby whenever she adopted her child Ezekiel, and thus the name Ezekiel's Closet. It's ran by 3 or 4 other volunteers. Is that correct?
Yeah, there's probably half a dozen of us right now. And we do have, sometimes beta clubs will come, or, groups of people will come and help. But that's the core right there.
And if you're looking for somebody to volunteer some time, I'm assuming they could get on the Facebook page and they could do that. And that'd be
show up. We'll put you to work.
Absolutely. And Holly's getting ready to go see her granddaughter. Is that correct?
Yes.
She's got a big volleyball game tonight. How are they doing this year?
Okay. They're doing it, but she loves it.
That's all that matters.
She loves it. And she's such an athlete. I didn't raise athletes. So, my girls played ball. This child lives ball.
Now, that's not very nice that you're saying that your daughters aren't very athletic. Is that what you're saying?
They're real pretty.
And again, we're on Welcome to the Booth with Darren Todd on KDX AM 1590. Winding down with Holly Davis, the 2018 Malden Citizen of the Year, the 2024 Difference Maker here in Dunklin County. Talking about Ezekiel's Closet. Holly, as we wind down, is there anything that you would like to leave the listeners with before we sign off today?
I would like to plug real quick. We do have Venmo, we have PayPal, and we have an account at Bank of Advance in Dexter. All of that information is on our Facebook page. If you feel inclined, I just get out there and do something. Smile at somebody. Do something for somebody. Start a ripple, and it becomes a wave.
Absolutely. And again, we're on Welcome to the Booth with Darren Todd on KDX AM 1590. Winding down with Holly Davis from Ezekiel's Closet. Please, 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 I know that I ask this every time. This is a situation in which they need your items, gently used and loved items. I'm assuming teddy bears, clothing, pack and plays, any kind of baby beds, cribs, things of that nature. They will all be used for the benefit of those children who don't have anything when they're removed from their homes. So it'll make a traumatic experience a little bit better for them. If you can get on the Facebook page, Ezekiel's Closet, please, if you want to donate your time, get on there for Ezekiel's Closet on the Facebook page. And on behalf of Holly Davis and on behalf of my producer, Misty Hankins, and my executive producer, Evan Todd, I'd like to thank you for making us part of your day. I hope you have a great afternoon and a better tomorrow.